Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yours.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. I bet you didn't expect to see us, did you? Not in a million years did you expect to see the In the Flesh Megalast duo back on the mic, huh? But in fact, we are, unfortunately, to the chagrin of everybody else. We've got a matchup here in our NA Open bracket. We've got Red Team versus Outliers Esports. Megalast, you ready to get it going in for one more?
Absolutely, and we have a very good
Then they've got a heavily anticipated matchup against Snowfall in just a little while. After this series, y'all are immediately going to get thrown into that Snowfall game. It won't be us. It'll be, I believe, Joker and Dex on that one. So that'll be a lot of fun, I think. Red team has a marathon ahead of them. But, I think we have our map pick in potentially. Yes, maybe. No. Yeah. No,
Yes.
Still waiting.
I
Nepal!
was going to say, you were waiting for it, but I'm going to be real. With this map pool, the way teams have been going, you could kind of sort of predict where it was going. Nepal has replaced Lijiang as everybody's favorite map because Lijiang's not in the pool. Nepal, all 3 points, everybody feels comfortable. Everybody knows what's going down, right? It has that level of just, safety in it for, both the team at an advantage, team at a disadvantage alike. Everybody feels like they know what to do on Nepal.
Yeah, and full stop. Red team knows what's up, and I'm sure Outliers does as well. I haven't gotten to watch any Outliers or Red team for that matter this season, but Red team is usually well in tune with what the meta is looking like. So I feel like it's just going to be more quadruped gameplay today. What do you think, Megalas? More quadrupeds, more four-leg people?
Yeah, much to the chagrin of everybody at home. I'm here for it. I love Orisa gameplay. There's nuance to it that I feel like not everybody can appreciate, but hey, that is what it is. But yeah,
I understand it at a higher level. You just don't get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave.
And not dying, which is really behind the scenes, the illusion is broken. It's done. Yeah, but I mean, right now it's all about, I think, the DPS. Frankly, tank. If you just die on tank, I mean, tank is just meant to soak up damage right now. That's really all that does, and that's why Orisa is so good. Support has to focus all of their time into keeping a tank alive, and that puts the onus on the DPS, on the Cassidy, the Tracer, the Sojourn, the Echo, whatever you're playing, right? Especially with that DPS passive that came out last season, right? It's just so much more on the shoulders of the DPS to play well. If you don't play well in the damage role, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, I mean, there's no better way to put it. Simply being able to hold that space and stuff. I promise we're not stalling for fun. It just seems that Red team, they're just crossing their T's, dotting their I's. And I mean, hey, they got to make sure of everything going on. Because, again, they do have another series right after this one, regardless of how this goes. They're one of the few teams that have opted into competing on both the PC and console side as a console team. And again, that should show even more oppression. Like just how impressive this team is, right? They're a console squad that rolls up and they take these PC teams to task. But, at the end of the day, They've got to keep proving it if they want to head back towards another championship here in CGL.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, we're going to cut to a quick break. We're not going to waffle anymore. You don't have to listen to us screech about Orisa and DPS and all that and whatnot and what have you. But we're going to cut to a short break. And when we come back, we will begin Red Team versus Outliers Esports. So stick around. All right, welcome back, everybody. We've got the situation sorted out. Not shorted out. That would be not good with our computers. But Red Team just needed a hand cam. So we got that figured out, and we will be getting into the series here very, very soon.
Yeah, CGL, we hold our rules to the highest degree. We're called Console Gaming League for a reason. We got to make sure you're actually playing on those consoles. If you're going to say you're a console team and, keep that sort of rep about you. But yeah, so heading into map shortly again here on Nepal. And I mean, we hit the nail on the head, right? It's going to be this standard Orisa, and these rotations are going to be key. But, the more that we've seen of Nepal, right, it can kind of fluctuate with some of the points, especially once we get later on to Sanctum. But we aren't on the Sanctum. We're starting here on the Village. And once we're here on the Village, I mean, yeah, it's going to be standard. You're going to see Symmetra's teleporting people out of spawn. Both teams are going to try to assault the high ground, trying to get their Sojourn set up and potentially in a position to get a pick. And from there, it really is just going to be the chaos of a match.
All right, here we go. Nepal Village to start off this series. Outliers trying to get their get back. So we will see if they can do just that as we get the TPs out. And Jacko's dead before we even cut to the fight. Jacko goes down, but it is a trade for Aquatic, so that could be worse, or it could be better too, I guess. But for right now, red team are just gonna play it safe and wait for Jacko to return.
Yeah, it's very funny to me that red team ended up in the blue there, but so Outliers Esports, they win the fight, they get the control of high ground, but you know, red team's now just gonna force the fight onto point, and you're seeing the cooldowns already extended from Judge trying to get in here.
Yep, and the first flip will go over to red team as the reinforcements come back. A lot of damage still being put into Jacko right now as Judge continues to try and put this frontline pressure into Rosa. The golds, all the cooldowns coming out from these Orissas. The TP not very far there for Jacko, but able to climb up the wall, get away from Judge, and red team will finally firmly plant themselves on the point. Already 25%.
Yeah, solid 25% and counting here for red team, and they took that fight so well, right? They realized they lost the high ground war without their Kiriko, so they just decided to make it occur on the low ground. So close to being punished there by Jacko, and now Outliers Esports are having to re-assault the high ground once more.
All right, Rosa getting hyper aggro right into Judge, has the Terra Surge, but the first pick goes to Leo in that choke. Gonna force Outliers to back up. They have the ultimates in spades for red team as they wait for Outliers to re-engage.
Yeah, they haven't had to commit anything just yet. Outliers Esports, you know, they're not trailing too far behind. The only thing really lacking is that sound barrier differential you're seeing from Aquatic, but the rest of the team is able to go in here, and they're going with Kitsune Rush.
All right, dueling Kitsune Rushes here from both sides. Now the Terra Surge from Rosa. Not going to find the damage, but it will be a trade. BT and Evergreen trade each other out, and the fight continues as Leo continues to find the trades. Judge all alone with Slick here, but Slick is so low, had to use the cleanse. You see Rosa trying to get that pick on it to Slick, but okay, the sound barrier is going to come out from Evergreen. They think that they can keep this going, and to be honest with you, it damn sure looks like it. The overclock from Leo going to try and put this fight away as you see them just turning around trying to keep up with Leo cleaning up Aquatic. 86% now for red team. They're going to continue to count.
Yeah, but they just drained their entire ult bank onto that staggered out fight. Sure, they won it, but Outliers Esports has a chance as long as they can get a touch onto this point. They're going to come in with their own sound barrier, which they're actually using just to engage, and now their own overclock on top of it.
All right, here we go. First pick goes to BT, who is trying to pressure Leo out on the high ground. Mitosis is going to slide up, not quite take the high ground there. Has this overclock ready to go if they need it, but they don't have a tank. They may very well need it here. They're going to get the flip. They're going to use the overclock, but Leo for 3 to lock out Outliers, and red team will take Nepal Village. It's just desperation touches for Outliers now.
Yeah, they're coming in. This Lucio can only do this song and dance so many times before it is going to be curtain call. And yeah, that'll be round 1 Village heading on to red team without little resistance. Leo on that Sojourn really lighting it up. And, you know, again, being able to sort of take off angles on the Sojourn or just work with the space that your tank is giving you is really just so crucial in this sort of meta, right? Where Leo is just kind of, you know, rail after rail being charged up and then fired into Outliers. And, you know, I can't even necessarily say Outliers play that poorly. They just kind of got out-mechanicked.
Yeah, Leo playing very well, as is the rest of red team. So Outliers gonna need to make some adaptations here as we get into Nepal Sanctum. Play a little bit safer potentially, maybe a little bit more aggressive. I guess we will see what they're going to do as we get into this fight. The TP comes out from BT, but not Goldie here. So we'll see as we get into the Sanctum. You're going to see red team. They want to go around that right side a little bit, but eventually going to rotate back over to the left. And off the map goes Judge. sent careening by Evergreen's boop, and there you have it. Red team immediately able to blow the doors on the fight wide open.
And you're seeing some hesitation come out now from the side of Outliers Esports, right? They had the symmetric teleport in their favor. There was no teleport on the other end of it. So by all rights, they were onto this, upper ledge here of Sanctum first, but they allowed Rosa to take the space, even though Rosa ended up getting their second. So, I mean, just forfeiting that sort of space is so odd in this very crucial matchup.
Goldie able to force the recall out, but the bodyguard is there to help out BT. They're able to take down Goldie early, and Rosa looking a little bit worse for wear at the moment. Needs some healing. Gonna back up all the way back into spawn, and right now Outliers, they have the numbers. They're gonna get this flip here eventually, but 30% is the number. They touch for Red Team. I did not see who was on the point. I believe it is Goldie right now, but they're going to get the flip here, but without Judge in the fight, this is going to be rough to continue. The Kitsune Rush is wow, another boop off the map onto an Orisa, and Outliers, they looked like they were falling behind, but Red Team could not keep up.
Yeah, I mean, you're so focused on the Orisa matchup, you don't even think about the Lucio potential coming in. Now both Lucios have had a taste of the boop kills, and they definitely are going to be trying to seek more, but Outliers Esports, they're playing this high ground effectively, and they're looking to hold it probably with a heavy commit of their ultimates heading into this next fight.
You see Evergreen just playing a little bit right at Lucio. He wants another one, but going to be able to get away safely there. Evades the spear of Judge. The Kitsune Rush did come out from Jacko, but it's a great... Mitosis after Goldie threw out that pulse bomb, hit a disgusting shot there on Goldie, and now, I mean, everything and the kitchen sink being thrown by Red Team. Rosa good for 3 here, and it's just the Sojourn left alive. Oh, I guess hi, Kiri.
Kiriko TPing in as a last second, hey, I'm here too. But Red Team, again, they have these constant fights where they're investing every ultimate. They're throwing it all in the kitchen sink, and granted, they're winning, but it's giving Outliers Esports these chances to come back into it. You're seeing Judge with the Terra Surge here, and Mitosis now with their own overclock. They've been scared to pull this one before, but they're going now.
All right, Mitosis overclock to start this fight out. Rosa not looking great right now. Gonna go down early from the damage from Judge and BT, and everybody in that mega room looking very, very low, very, very hurt. And right now, okay, Leo, the numbers are going to be in favor of Outliers, so Red Team will have to escape. But Leo, you're not allowed to get out of here, man. Come back. Give me a hug, says Judge, and Judge puts down the Sojourn, and it will be Outliers. I mean, bringing this fight out, I thought, but with Rosa returning here, I mean, this just isn't looking good for Outliers. Somehow, some way, Red Team wrestle it out of them.
And again, Red Team, they're willing to commit to these over and over again, and it is just causing Outliers to have to sort of throw themselves onto point just to get some more percentage accruing. And I don't know, like, it just feels very odd that it feels like Judge might be overextending in a few of these situations, a little too strong-headed, almost like a Reinhardt instead of that solid Orisa that you're expecting.
Recall already used by Goldie here. Pulse bomb now out, not gonna find a target. You see Judge, I mean, just taking so much damage from Rosa in this Kitsune Rush. Not gonna find a kill with the Terra Surge is Rosa. But BT has gone down first. The desperation touches have to come out from Outliers Esports. But okay, they won't lose the point from not touching. I can tell you that for damn sure. They get over, they get the touches, but Leo has found multiple headshots here as Goldie cleans up. And I mean, Leo absolutely took over on Nepal Sanctum to put the entirety of Nepal away for Red Team 1-0 over Outliers Esports.
Yeah, Red Team looking good right now. They have, outside of those fights where they're heavily investing every single ultimate, I mean, they've been, looking incredibly solid, right? They're coming back in fights where they might even be down a member or two, and they're making it work for them, as well as their synergy is just on point. So I'm expecting to see more and more of that come out from them as the series continues. And Outliers Esports, they really got to like, it feels like they're on the precipice in a lot of these fights. It feels like they're teetering on the edge of finally winning it before red team sort of flips the advantage back. So Outliers, they have to get that last 1% of energy they need to really start, taking it to red team.
I gotta be honest with you. It just kind of feels like everybody is on the same level except for Leo right now. I mean, the guy is popping. The Sojourn right now has been the biggest key to the fights that red team has not only won but brought back from the brink, right? They lose one early, but then Leo slides in and says, "Hey, I'm still alive. This fight's not over until you put me in the ground." And multiple times Leo killed 2, 3, people, and brought back fights that red team just had no right to win. And Outliers, they couldn't keep up with it on the Sojourn. In other situations, they probably would win those fights out, but Leo just has the ice right now.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Leo is that X factor, almost like an arm wrestling match where, you start to lose it right at the beginning, but then that extra strength comes in. You realize, oh, I don't want to lose this. And you just, with raw power, aka Leo hitting insane rails, you're able to bring these fights back over and over again. And that, that's a factor in Overwatch, right? The clutch factor is something that you can't really coach or study or anything like that. It really comes down to just in the moment having the awareness to realize, hang on, this is winnable. I can do this, and going from there, taking each moment as it comes.
And one thing that I think red team is doing very, very well is that they don't overcommit unless they're absolutely sure that they can win the fight out. So moving forward through the rest of this series, I mean, red team, I'm sure they're going to continue to be hyper aggressive, and Outliers has to learn how to adapt to that hyper aggression, because red team is not scared to throw everything at the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, their aggression is their key edge right now. But we do have confirmation the pick coming through for Outliers Esports is going to be Eichenwald. And it is an interesting one, right? Because even in this Orisa dominant meta, if you're able to get point A capped, once you're heading on into the castle of point B, there's a little bit of fluctuation. We've seen Dive really sort of come alive. The Diva, the Winston, both getting insane amounts of value as great ways for the offenses to assault this castle, because otherwise the Orisa has, one of 2 staircases to charge up over and over and over again. So it is interesting to see how it... confident in what you play, and say that you could even specialize in some heroes, right? Like specific hit scans and things of that nature. Like, hey, I'm Zero, there's a reason that Cassidy is their highlighted picture there. I mean, Cassidy's probably one of the best ones they're known for. But yeah, so on the defense, they're going to be starting out. Interesting adaptation. They're going to put Jacko over to the Baptiste instead of that Kiriko, so a little bit less survivability if Outliers Esports is able to close the distance, but a lot more healing output as well as some solid damage output to boot. Meanwhile, Outliers Esports, they could run out on something a little bit creative like this, like the Sigma trying to play the distance and do a little bit of poke damage. They're just switching heroes.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything about them before they left the spawn, but yeah, it's just going to be the near mirror here. But the Kiri and the Sojourn are the difference here between them and red team. So we will see if these differences are going to work out as we get into Eichenwald. Outliers walking around the left side of the tower. Get down, Mr. President, says Rosa, taking the spear for Leo. Gonna just back up here, and now they're going to engage. They're going to hard engage, and the spear gonna send Mitosis careening off the map as Rosa finds a couple of really strong picks here, the Immortality Field from Judge, but they're happy to keep this fight going. Hey, I'm Zero and Evergreen, though, I mean, keep this fight alive and push Outliers out as Evergreen gets creative.
Evergreen gets creative, as well as you're seeing Hey, I'm Zero get extremely creative, but they're able to find a kill onto Mitosis in the spawn. I mean, that's exactly what Red Team needed to guarantee they get all their defenders back in time, but Outliers Esports is fine to go just down short-handed.
Yeah, Immortality Field is out to save Zero's life for the time being, and they're able to get the Cassidy healed back up and healthy. And Red Team's reinforcements have returned to the fight. Hey, I'm Zero so very close to this Deadeye moving forward, and Jacko has the Ant Matrix, but they may very well not need it as Leo in the backline has won the Tracer duel. Rosa now going to get aggressive. They know they don't have to worry about that little gnat in their backline running down this Orisa who does a backflip or some kind of acrobatics, and Outliers Esports are left reeling without their Tracer.
Yeah, and it's just more and more of the same here. Red Team, they smell blood in the water. They get one pick, and they immediately realize the spawn doors are an option for them. And Outliers Esports, they're having to kind of get these disengages just a little bit cleaner. You know, heading into the next fight, it's going to be an ult palooza. There's going to be 8 ultimates on the board, with both Mitosis and Jacko missing out for the moment. But yeah, it's really going to come down to who can find the value first.
Alright, Slick throws out the Kitsune Rush, followed up by the sound barrier of Evergreen. Pulse Bomb is big. Not going to be able to take out Jacko, though. That's a great pick, though, to open it up onto Hey, I'm Zero. The Cassidy is dead and buried. BT trying to pressure it out, but Rosa says, nah, you're not touching my Baptiste. Get away from him. And you see Leo sitting here, has the Pulse Bomb ready to go. Sees the Spear Spin is gone. Has to use a recall to get out. Evergreen not so lucky, though. They use the cleanse to keep the fight going, and Outliers Esports will be able to take point A.
Yeah, Leo is looking for a situation where they could kind of blink in, drop that pulse bomb off onto somebody to help turn the tides for Red Team to get them the defense going, but unfortunately that opportunity never came. Judge had that Terror Surge online to create all of the space in the world, and almost catching his spear. There's just more and more picks coming through. Outliers Esports, they're not just getting picks, but they're getting control of this castle, which is super, super crucial heading towards this second fight.
And without Jacko in the fight, I mean, Red Team, they just can't get super, super aggressive right now. That's significant amounts of their healing, so they're going to play safe on this high ground for the time being. Wait for Jacko to return. But, you know, Outliers knows that Jacko is coming back from spawn. They're going to walk up behind and try to catch the respawn, but not quite able to do it as Hey, I'm Zero able to take it down. Mitosis with the Deadeye narrowly avoids the spear of a Judge, and it will be Red Team holding on here.
Yeah, beautiful hold coming out from them. The Deadeye obviously helping, as well as an amplification matrix to boot. And now you're seeing again, just heading to the spawn room, Zero, like, Red Team, they really are starting to get punished for just how over-aggressive they seem to get after they win some of these fights. And that's exactly what you need for Outliers Esports. You have to punish these overextensions and then carry that momentum into your next fight.
Alright, here we go. Another push through the castle for Outliers Esports. They have a Pulse Bomb. They have the Kitsune Rush. Can they get the job done with those ultimates? The first one to be used is that Kitsune Rush. They're trying to push it down, and the Immortality Field able to save Jacko's life. Didn't actually get taken out by the Pulse Bomb, but Mitosis is going to work right now. Gets a couple of kills there on the kill feed. Mitosis kit cleans up a third, and right now, Outliers Esports, they're looking confident at the moment. Jacko takes out Mitosis somehow, but Outliers Esports, they're going to begin their push once more.
Yeah, and you're seeing Jacko not necessarily die to these pulse bombs, but it's taking the Baptiste out of the fight, so that major source of healing being gone leaves the rest of Red Team feeling very, very mortal here. As now you're seeing a soft reset as Outlier Esports are content holding the high ground, and they're going to reassault once they get Mitosis back into the fight, but it seems like it's going to be another fight here at the top of the castle.
Alright, Outliers Esports have to back down for the time being. Now they're going to rotate back up to this high ground. They're actually going to rotate all the way back to the cart. With 60 seconds on the clock, they have a little bit of time, but with this Terra Surge,
not going to be able to find a kill through the sound barrier, but I mean, yeah, that's just going to be a pick. Oh, okay, yeah, Rosie does get the pick. I thought Mitosis somehow able to survive there, but not quite, as it will be red team. They have the numbers, they have the health advantage by a long shot, and you see Hey I'm Zero going to work trying to kill this Tracer. They'll get it done eventually, and I mean, Outliers, they've got 40 seconds.
Yeah, 40 seconds. Slick got picked early in that fight. So again, just, same exact situation on the other foot now, as Outliers Esports was without their major source of healing throughout that fight. And unfortunately, Sound Barrier, it does decay. It can only last so long. You're heading into this fight. Both teams are going to have just DPS ultimates, and it's pretty much that. So you're looking to them to be really the heroes on this one.
All right, Deadeye from Zero out first, and it's eaten up by the spear spin of the Orisa. Aquatic receives a magnetic grenade, slides away, but I mean, once again, it's Leo in that Tracer duel able to take down VT. Has to get away, doesn't have the recall, has a pulse bomb, grabs the health pack. There's going to be a touch here as Leo continues to push the aggression, can definitely take down Mitosis. It actually will be Rosa that gets that final blow, but the job is done there on that Tracer duel. They touch the point, they have the Kitsune rush, but they don't have any DPS, and they know that on the side of red team. And Matrix comes out, but it's more of a celebration ultimate there as a red team hold on right at the end of point B.
So close to getting point B capped, you could quite literally taste the door from where you were standing on cart, and now you're having to look forward to a staunch defense here for Outliers, because point B, it's not a completely unrealistic goal, and red team, with their level of aggression, with the tempo they're trying to play at, it's really going to be difficult. I feel like Outliers either has to find a way to match this kind of aggression, or they need to just slow the game down entirely, force red team into the way that they want to play. Because, when that happens, I mean, Outliers Esports, they can take some solid fights. It's just that red team really isn't giving them the opportunity to reset, breathe, anything. It's just constantly in your face, look at me style of gameplay that's coming out.
Yeah, they're oppressive right now. Red team, they're just absolutely choking the life out of Outliers. No space. It's claustrophobic for the red, the team in red, I guess I should say. But yeah, I mean, Outliers, like you said, they need to adapt, and that's just kind of how it is when you've got a team that's been around as long as red team. They know when to fight. They know when to stop fighting, and if they get punished for their hubris, they can say, hey, we screwed up. Let's back up and re-engage, and we'll wait.
Yep, and that's exactly what they're going to try to exhibit, as they're going to keep their differences here with the Baptiste and Cassidy still in tow. It just means more healing, as well as just maybe a potentially more fast style of gameplay continuing here.
Mitosis is just getting absolutely bullied right now. Pinned, just damage all up in their face, and VT is actually going to be able to get the better of that Tracer duel finally, but the trades are coming through left and right as Hey I'm Zero on the flank, dealing so much damage, and the aggression of red team puts them ahead here, and one shot up in the air for Hey I'm Zero, and one capture for red team as he shows off the pizza.
Yeah, I mean, hey, the victory slice of pizza that could come through after a nice victory, but it's not done yet, right? Even though there's a massive time bank that is now before them, Eichenwald, you got to be able to try to take advantage of this high ground, which Outliers is trying to do with their Winston in tow now, and, this could potentially punish the Baptiste even more if they can actually locate where Jacko is playing and get this dive onto him just more consistently.
Here we go. Red team begins their assault of point B. They need to take control of the high ground, and I'm sure they know that, but they're just taking the free push that Outliers is happy to give them for the time being. They're not going to get too aggressive, but Judge will more than happy to get aggressive here, and Rosa is more than happy to eat that aggression up, pinning the Winston to the wall, and Pulse Bomb is out, and Rosa is more than happy to eat that up. Oh my god, Rosa is on one right now.
Yeah, and so now with the payload moving, you're seeing Red Team, they sort of gave up any sort of attempt at the fight on the high ground, realized that Outliers had to jump down, and with Judge Jr. jumping in alone, it was only a matter of time before that Winston could fall. So now that we're edging towards the end of the map already, it is going to be, again, Outliers Esports, they're establishing themselves on high ground, but the objective has got to be their main concern.
Ah, man, and BT is just getting run down right now. The Deadeye through the Amp Matrix could be big. Not quite able to follow that up, but the damage is done as Hey I'm Zero, Jacko, Rosa, all of Red Team getting a piece of Outliers Esports. All 5 players, I think, just got a kill in that final fight as a Red Team puts themselves at match point.
And, you know, Outliers Esports, they tried to make that adaptation, but unfortunately the dive, it requires, you know, the coordination and synergy, and it just didn't seem to be there for that map. And with Red Team now going up 2-0, you know, you're seeing why this team had that great regular season for a reason. So it's just going to be a massive task for Outliers Esports to avoid the lower bracket and attempt this reverse sweep.
Yep. And it's going to have to be done on Flashpoint, but not yet. We're going to cut to a short break. Outliers going to get to take a breath, try and figure out what they need to do to get their momentum rolling. And we'll be right back in just a few minutes with some more Red Team versus Outliers Esports. So stick around. All right, welcome back, everybody. Red Team up 2-0. They're unabashed aggression, dominating Outliers Esports right now. Outliers needs to figure out something as we go into map number 3, which could be their last of the upper bracket. It's going to be Surabasa.
Yeah, I mean, Flashpoint, Surabasa, they go hand in hand, right? Nobody really a fan of New Junk City, but yeah, something has to be figured out here for Outliers Esports if they want a chance to get back into this one. Because again, the last time these two teams met, it was a 5-map affair. They were the only team to sort of take Red Team to task in the regular season, but it seems like that magic just isn't here today. At the same time, it's not entirely on them, right? Red Team is playing on another level, especially when you've got such a deep DPS line. They've been rotating people in and out, and it's just so effective, regardless of where they go, the damage coming in constantly. You can't mitigate it all. It's just the unfortunate name of it.
Yep, and going into Saravasa, I don't expect Red Team to change anything up, realistically. As for the other side, right, it's just... Outliers, they've looked okay at times. Like the Orisa has been okay for them. The Winston has not.
Okay, so the asterisk I'm gonna put on that is the Winston was there for maybe 17 seconds.
They didn't play it for long. I just want to see the Orisa. Don't do anything cute. Just I think the way to beat Red Team right now is you have to slow the game down dramatically if you want to have any chance at stopping the aggression of Red Team, because at this point in time, I just don't think Outliers has the ability to out-aggress Red Team.
Yeah, no, and I mean, you're seeing Red Team, they're so aggressive that they sometimes have to pay for it with just being, picked off from silly little mistakes. So yeah, slowing down the game is going to be what Outliers Esports should be looking to do, and that's going to come off the back of Judge Jr. Trying to help create space, hold the front line a bit more effectively, so that way they don't get walked on all too much. But you're seeing already, the Orisa's the first one running out. You got to make sure your team leaves.
All right, well, Outliers is able to escape with their lives right now, and Red Team more than likely here will get their first flip. Outliers hitting a quick rotate all the way back around to the main entrance of the market. First flip goes over to Red Team, but now the fight is only beginning here as Judge tries to find anything with that spear, but not able to do so. And I mean, Rosa putting out so much damage into this front line, and as the numbers dwindle for Outlier Esports, Red Team, they're just going to get aggressive. It's not like they got to go back to cap the point after the first fight.
Yeah, no, it's already capped. It's ticking up in their favor. The Terrors are... Yeah, no, this is a display of dominance right now. I mean, Rosa really putting on a clinic on this Orisa here. Judge, like I said, this is the person you're going to be looking to step up and get online here, but the space is not being created, and there's just being walked all over by every member of Red Team.
Alright, yeah. Ham Zero getting punished out here. I believe at this point that Market belongs to Red Team. Unfortunately for Outliers Esports, as Leo sees the blood, smells the blood, runs it down, and there will be a touch for Outliers Esports, and Rosa is dead, so there's no front line, and as Mitosis puts everybody down himself, it will be Outliers Esports able to stay alive here on Market.
Yeah, and they do that with only investing the Kitsune Rush, which is going to be massive heading forward here. So that way they're still keeping in track with Red Team here. 4 ultimates for 4 of them. What I'm expecting in this next fight is Jacko to start it out with an amplification matrix, and this is going to start forcing the hand of Outliers Esports. You have to choose to hard disengage away from that window, or you have to be able to sort of run past it and create your own aggression with it.
All right, recall forced out from BT early. Red Team looking to get aggressive with Evergreen sound barrier. You see Leo trying to jump on this backline. Jacko throws out the amplification matrix. Aquatic answers with their own sound barrier. And a great boop there from Aquatic is going to put Jacko in the sights of Mitosis, and everything went wrong from there for Red Team.
Yeah, went wrong for Red Team, but it went absolutely the way it needed to for Outliers. They invested their ultimates accordingly and came up with the goods here. And now, unless there's another stagger touch, which you're seeing here, it's going to be, Market is theirs to lose at this point.
All right, here we go. 99-99. The touches are coming through, and BT goes down first. No backline pressure. Mitosis very, very low. But you see that it's just the Orisa left on point, and just like everything went wrong for Red Team in the previous fight, everything goes wrong for Outliers Esports here in this one. Market belongs to Red Team.
Yeah, I really thought that pulse bomb from BT was going to come up big, but unfortunately it was just the Tracer's own life that was found out, and that was even at the hands of Hey I'm Zero. So now as we're rotating over to Ruins, Red Team is going to have the advantage with getting there first. Leo lurking in this corner, potentially trying to find a one clip onto a support or something of that nature. The question is, will they find it? And you're seeing already, look, Evergreen's here to help Leo in this fight.
Yeah, very, very smart play there. The hand holding Lucio on the Tracer strategy. Very, very good to try and confirm kills as the fight continues in that back line. Leo and Evergreen come together to take down BT, and yeah, Aquatic is still in the market right now, and Red Team, because of the distraction that they provided in the back line, I mean, they just take it out, and once again, they win a fight before the fight even begins.
And it was a massive mistake from Outliers Esports. They split themselves intentionally. They allowed the 2v2 and the 3v3 to happen. And, you know, there's really no point to it. They could have all grouped up, gone to point together, or they could have, you know, turned on the Tracer Lucio together. But it seems as though that lack of decision-making, splitting up, is going to lead to yet another fight where Red Team is an advantage.
Oh, and a great spear from Rosa leads to a final blow onto Aquatic, and right now, Red Team, I mean, they're just running it down. We're not even on the point that we're fighting on anymore. Outliers are being stuffed into their locker right now. The Kitsune Rush comes out from Slick, and the sound barrier from Evergreen, but with Hey I'm Zero already dead, this fight should go towards Outliers. They're able to take down Rosa. They make it over to the Ruins. They'll get the flip once again at just about 99%. Leo takes down Aquatic. They don't have a shot.
Yeah, it was just Aquatic that managed to make it to the objective in time, and they were able to take that Lucio out before an overtime could be triggered. So now Outliers Esports, you know, they're finding themselves at the point where they have to reverse sweep the map to start a reverse sweep of the series, and it's getting harder and harder. Mitosis over to the Soldier 76 now instead of the Sojourn, potentially feeling too much pressure and feels like there could just be more damage coming in from the standard Soldier. And you know, I'm not sure if I enjoy the reasoning all too much, but hey, at this point, throw it at the wall, see what happens.
Here we go, BT trying to find something here. Trying to get the ball rolling, has the pulse bomb ready to go, but has to use the recall early. What a clean switch from our observers there on the Tracers. But with Leo going down there, it'll be a pretty good fight here for Outliers Esports. They should get this first flip on Palace. Rosa low. Should go down here soon-ish? Surely? Okay, does go down, so Outliers will get this first flip.
And I feel like that might be the cat's a point, guys. Okay, it was getting scary. You saw Hey I'm Zero getting some kills, but no, it's fine. Aquatic is going in on this.
Oh, what a spear!
Wait a minute.
Wait, what is happening? Okay,
Is it done?
Outliers has to back up though.
I mean, yeah. I mean, everybody has to back up right now. So many people died in that engagement here, and now it's going to be a heavy ult fight heading into the next one. But Red Team is already on this objective.
All right, forced down to the low ground is Outliers Esports. Both teams have a wealth of ultimates in their bank. Terra Surge comes out from Rosa, not going to find a target, but forces out the sound barrier, and I mean, everything is being thrown out the door right now, and Outliers Esports are able to get the job done.
Yeah, they weathered the storm, and now Red Team, you know, they're the ones sent reeling here, but Zero is still alive. Like, I don't understand where these picks are coming from. It's just absolutely ludicrous how there's constantly a war going on.
Okay, tentatively, Outliers should win this point out, because it's a 2 versus 4. Surely, right? The recall comes from Leo after the touch, and there will be another touch, this time from Rosa. No recall in the wings for Leo at the moment, and Aquatic not going to be able to slip away this time. The sound barrier came out from Evergreen. Judge has to find something with this Terra Surge. A great spear onto Hey I'm Zero, but not able to escape the Peacekeeper revolver as Red Team pulls this fight out from nothing another time.
Yeah, I mean, it really is just absolutely ludicrous almost. Like, the words are escaping me at this moment because Leo and Evergreen are constantly on the flank with this Tracer Lucio, right? And it's even resulted in Zero also now just sort of going on random off angles, and you can't expect these DPS to be everywhere. Like, Leo just caught BT off guard again.
Treasure down. Outlier Esports have to temper the aggression if I mean, they only need one fight here. And BT going to come back very, very soon. Already back in this fight, but Judge is so low right now, just taking headshots straight from Hey I'm Zero. So, I mean, they have to play conservative. Going to start it out with the Kitsune Rush, able to take down Zero. The threat is neutralized here. Pulse Bomb eaten up by Rosa right there, you see. And I mean, the touch is going to come through from Rosa. Has the Terra Surge ready to go. Gonna pop it. Gonna be a spear straight through Jacko's chest. And finally, Outliers Esports get a point.
Outliers Esports, you know, they drag their heels, they dig the claws, and they aren't ready to let go of the upper bracket just yet, but it is still going to be a back and forth bloody affair. You're seeing the rest of Outliers, they're sort of running in spades to try to get back to, you know, the new objective here on the Garden. But Red Team, I mean, they smell the blood in the water. They realize that they're not going to have their Soldier 76. Aquatic is already trying to speed them back into this one. So Red Team will get the positioning here on the point, while Outliers, again, they're stuck waiting for another teammate.
All right, here we go. Outliers Esports. They want something, anything here right now, as Mitosis has to play safe around the corner. The sound barrier from Aquatic came from the skybox, it looked like. It's Hey I'm Zero just putting these shots to work right now against the Tracer. The Terra Surge from Judge is good for one, and so is the Tactical Visor as Hey I'm Zero continues to try to put these shots out. Jumps by Aquatic, and the flip should come through here for Outliers, and it's just Rosa left.
Outliers, like, they can't win a single fight in a clean manner. They're having to literally just do this backyard brawl every single time here. If Jacko gets finished off here, this should be... But again, it's continuing back and forth here. The Orissa's taken out on both sides now. It means it's a 3v3 situation as we're heading back over to the objective.
And Hey I'm Zero is lethal, to say the least, as is Leo. Hey, look, guess who it is in the kill feed starting this out? It's Hey I'm Zero. 50% is the mark right now for Outliers. The Pulse Bomb going to be good for Zero, but no more. 58% for Outliers.
Yeah. The advantage being that Cassidy out of the fight, Evergreen's going to have to try to invest to get them back into this one, as well as Red Team. They have a plethora of ultimates built up in their favor. Meanwhile, it's just a Kitsune Rush for Outliers.
Answered by the sound barrier from Evergreen. Jacko being focused down, but is able to take down Mitosis first. The Amp Matrix came out as well, and you see Aquatic just trying to be a little rat as Judge continues to hold W at Red Team 3 for the Orisa, and they're still alive.
Yeah, and finally, you know, this is what you needed, right? Judge needed to turn it up on this Orisa, so now Red Team, they're going to charge in here. That Pulse, it does manage to kill Mitosis, but at the cost of Leo's life. So another 4v4 situation here, but a Deadeye Terra Surge combo is on the horizon.
All right, here we go. Overtime begins, but they don't even need to invest the ultimates. Rosa and Evergreen have found one each. They still have those two ultimates for whatever Outliers can throw at them in the next fight.
Yeah, and, you know, it's already overtime, so it's not like any extra percentage or anything is going to occur. But Outliers Esports, they now find themselves on the back foot. We know how quickly Flashpoint points can tick up, so they're really only going to get one solid fight at this, and they're pushing into such a deadly combo. Aquatic, unbeknownst to him, or potentially even known, has to be the hero, building up to that sound barrier in time to mitigate this damage that's about to come through.
One more shot for Outliers Esports on the Garden to keep themselves alive on Suravasa. We'll see if they got the goods to get it done. They have some tools building up here as Hey I'm Zero knows that BT is back there, but Aquatic is dead! The sound barrier no longer in the wings for Outliers Esports. The Terra Surge from Rosa to put the enemy team away. They cannot get it done, and Red Team slams the door shut in Outliers Esports' face.
They were not looking to repeat a map 5 against this team. Red Team, they came into this knowing that it was their game to lose, and they refused to lose it. They continue on here in the upper bracket exactly as they wanted, now heading to winner semis. And, you know, it's really feeling like Red Team, they didn't get a trophy last season, but they're within striking distance here in the NA Open. Like, they're just getting better and better every time.
Yeah, I mean, the only game that Red Team has lost all season, barring the mid-season tournaments, like in the regular season between both leagues that they're in, was a forfeit. I mean, this team is strong. Like, they're scary. Nobody's gonna want to go up against Red Team. I mean, Outliers, they put up a hell of a fight, especially on Suravasa. There's nothing taking that away from them. But Red Team, they're scrappy, right? And in the fights where they're, you know, they lose one early, even if they lose the fight, they're always going to take somebody to the grave with them, it feels like. From start to finish in this series, Outliers had maybe 3, like, clean fights where they got a wipe without somebody dying. And I mean, Red Team, the reason that happened is because Red Team is hyper aggressive, but they know how to temper their aggression. They know when to back up and let Outliers come to them. And because Outliers constantly fell into that Venus flytrap that is Red Team, somebody always died. And with Red Team being able to rebound into the next fight, knowing that Outliers is down 1, they were able to just roll past them.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing else to be said. Red Team, both of these brackets here in NA, they're going to come in every single match, you know, guns a-blazing. Outliers, of course, down in the lower bracket now. But hey, your season's not over. Take some notes from this loss, figure out what was different about this game, and try to take that into your next one, potentially giving yourself an edge there. But, you know, speaking of more games with Red Team, Fletch, coming up after this, I think we have another game with them on board.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning of the series, we have another Red Team matchup. They were comfortable being able to schedule a back-to-back match, and they got it done in time. The 3-0 comes through for Red Team. Now they've got a matchup that is, from what I can understand, highly anticipated against YE Snowfall. So that will do it for me in Mega Last. We're going to take a quick break, and when y'all get back in, it will be Dexatron and Joker's Ransom to take y'all through Red Team versus YE Snowfall. So stick around.
Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yours.
Oh.
Got lots of love. Got lots of love. Got lots of love. 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 Love. Got lots of love, love.
Feel my heart, it's beat tight. Oh, my body's breathing. It's just you and me. Feel my heart, it's beat tight.
Yeah. 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 Memories. Memories. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Console Gaming League. My name is Joker's Ransom. I'm not in the Fletch, and that's not Megalass. What is going on here?
Wow, Megalast looks a lot different.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm also not in the Fletch. There it is. There we go. I'm Joker's Ransom. That's Dexatron. And we're ready to go in some YE Snowfall versus Red Team.
Yeah, Joker, we have a good one on our hands here tonight. You're going to see the bracket right now here. You see these two teams right here in the second round, both off of sweeps. But let's talk about their regular seasons here for just a quick moment. Both 7-1 in the regular season. Technically, coming out of Group 2, YE Snowfall was the higher seed, even though they had the same record based off just map differential here. But Joker, I mean, we were talking with at least YE Snowball for a little bit, and they are putting a lot on this series here tonight.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you look at said bracket, the loser of this matchup has to face the best team in the tournament. Because Short Boss had to, unfortunately, forfeit their first match of the tournament. So whoever loses this game has to, unfortunately, face Short Bus. So YE Snowfall is putting it all on the line here, because pretty much if they don't win this game, they might be out after this. Where's Rosa? You know, we'll see how it works for him. Obviously, this is a team that has a lot of confidence in what they do. So they're not really worried about anything. They got Zero back in their lineup here. Leo's still there from last week's match that me and Billy casted. And then Evergreen and Jacko on the support line should be an interesting look here. But we do have our map choice coming in already, so let's get it going and get this into the series. We're starting out on Nepal, which is the default map choice, it seems to be.
Yeah. I mean, it absolutely is, Joker. And everyone's kind of talked about, without Li Jiang being in the map pool, Nepal's being that one that is getting insta-locked every time, no matter what. But it's just because it's been around a while here, and especially in the playoffs right now and Season 10, only having that patch about a week ago, this still gives some teams a good opportunity to maybe test some stuff out early on in this series. And if it works, you know, they can use it in these other maps to follow. But again, Nepal, like any other control map, you can play a lot of different stuff here. And throughout OWCS today, I mean, you were seeing a lot of different stuff actually be played.
I didn't actually get to watch OWCS today because I've been in my gym arc, so I was at the gym today. So I didn't get to watch, and then I just got home and had to get ready for this. But I'm interested. I'm excited. You know what I'm gonna say. I'm excited for DreamHack Dallas Dexatron.
I mean, I am too, but it looks like we're already getting into the game here, and you're starting to see these two teams and their compositions right now. YE Snowfall sticking with the Sojourn, but Red Team, Ham Zero on that Cassie, that's been one of the biggest things that really came from OWCS today, was the use of more Cassie over the Sojourn, mostly because they do the exact same thing, but Cassie just has so much more kind of shutdown ability with their kit.
Yeah, Cassidy, we're looking coming really into light here recently just because of Tracer, and gives that extra bit of ability to slow him down with that magnetic grenade. See how it works for him here as is already pushing in. Goldie trying to take some space for Red Team with ABC and Raven getting sunned up, but Goldie is going to be the one to go down first and foremost in this fight as Turtle Boy finds out Zero as well. So this is looking good now for YE Snowfall.
Yeah, and Goldia just getting a little bit too over-aggressive right there. Ham Zero tried to help them out as best they could, but I mean, right now, if you're Red Team, you're just trying not to stagger out any more than what is possible. Losing Jacko there hurts as well. Yeah, you have Evergreen with them, but do they really re-engage into this fight here? It's probably not the smartest thing for them to do.
Yeah, probably not, but we'll see how it works for them going forward. Rotating up to this high ground here, looking to take away the space, as now they rotate in, going in, GCPD going down, and this is a nice little opening for Red Team as the Kitsune Rush invested by Roxy Lalan, but it's just not going to work out in their favor as the picks just keep coming their way. ABC is going to be able to take down Jacko, and Turtle Boy finding Leo, but the point is going to flip over. Evergreen gets the flip, but the picks are now going the way of YE Snowfall, but Goldia chasing down ABC, looking to take them out of this fight, and they do, but Evergreen goes down, and they're still Turtle Boy finding picks for them, and they're going to be able to use Terror Surge comes in, and Turtle Boy goes down.
I don't know how necessary that Terra Surge was right there for them, because now it puts them at a little bit of a disadvantage. Yeah, you could say Snowfall, you know, kind of lost out throughout that entire fight, investing that Kitsune Rush there pretty early, and Red Team coming up to 4 ultimates as well. But still, that Terra Surge is just such a key ultimate, especially when you see Turtle Boy coming up and Raven coming up with their ultimates as well. You imagine for Abcasta here to get something going.
Well, Raven's going to go down, so is Turtle Boys. This is just going to look to be the hold coming in from Red Team yet again. 0 on the Cassidy. They're landing the shots, true, but it's Goldia finding the last pick.
Yeah, and I mean, Red Team won that fight. They're only investing the Amp Matrix. That is a certified win for them. And I mean, it seemed like Turtle Boy, you know, did throw out the pulse bomb in that last fight, not able to find anything. They're now really far behind in this ult economy, even though it is kind of even. But Red Team has the pulse bomb over there, and they have a Deadeye, which is mostly used to zone out people, which is exactly how Zero is going to use it here.
Deadeye is just going to look to rotate in. They're going to get speeded around. They're going to be looking for a shot, but nothing comes through. Pulse Bomb does take away the immortality field for the time being. Still, no picks have come in from either of the sides, but a lot of people are low on the Red Team, and Goldia falls down. Zero did as well in that meantime, and the point flips back to YE Snowfall.
And that was exactly the fight that YE Snowfall was looking for there. They invested all their ultimates, but Red Team did the exact same, and now that ultimate economy has kind of evened out and maybe even gone towards YE Snowfall here a little bit. But you are going to see Goldia, Jacko come in with those 2 ultimates. That's going to be very scary, but Roxy and their Amp Matrix is going to have to do enough here just to slow down Red Team enough for Turtle Boy to build up to that pulse bomb here.
Yeah, as now rotations already come in from Red Team, and they're looking to take the point back pretty easily. They've got it pretty close to that now, but they have to win a fight, and they do find Roxy already in the fight. Terra Surges come through, not going to be able to find anyone, but the point is going to flip back over. And wow, finding a shot, GCPD goes down, and the rest of YE Snowfall are running or dying.
Yeah, and Turtle Boy being staggered out there is exactly not what you wanted. Now for YE Snowfall, you're basically banking on GCPD to get there and make that touch, but you're going to have to run through a pulse. But yeah, actually, Abcasta coming back on the Doom. Raven's going to fall here, but you're going to at least get a touch here from Snowfall.
Yeah, I'm going to be able to get the touch, but like you said, they've already lost Raven. Now Roxy's going to go down as well. The Pulse Bomb is going to find the Zero, but that's just all they're going to be able to find in this fight as Red Team take round number 1.
And a little bit of a back and forth point there. I mean, Snowfall came out and kind of punished Red Team, especially Goldia, for being a little bit too over-aggressive, but Red Team immediately came right back into that next engagement and kind of just learned from what they did, that one little mistake they had there. And, I mean, they won a fight, which YE Snowfall invested a Kitsune Rush there, which, I mean, yeah, it happens, but you don't necessarily expect it to happen at this level. But now, look at what the 2 teams are doing. We're seeing okay, never mind. I was going to get really hyped up for the Rhine, but now going back over to the Orisa, not necessarily a big shock. Zero, though, hovering over the Hanzo here for a moment would be actually really interesting to see it, especially on this point here, considering the angles that you can get. But it looks like they're actually be rocking out here with the Hanzo.
Yeah, the Hanzo is going to be the choice from Zero. We'll see how it works for them. Again, that one-shot potential is just so very well regarded, and I mean, we'll see how it can work for them, but they're already trying to take down Zero already. The immortality field has to be invested by both of the Baptiste, but ABC goes a little too aggro. Roxy's going to be able to trade it back, though. They found Goldia out of the fight, but the picks just keep going the way of Red Team for the moment. Leo's found another pick, but Turtle Boy did it as well, but still, point is going to go the way of Red Team as the picks go their way.
And Turtle Boy has been doing so much for this YE Snowfall team, but again, it's just the same thing that kind of happened last point, but it's roles reversed. YE Snowfall, Abcasta got a little bit too aggressive using those sort of defensive abilities right there, the Fortify and the Javelin Spin. It just put them in a really bad spot when they came face-to-face with Goldia, but Goldia going over to the Wrecking Ball now is going to be an interesting thing to see here. However, during this fight, Pulse Bomb is going to be able to build up, but Jacko will have that Amp Matrix ready to go here. So any kind of quick engagement from Snowfall will have to happen pretty fast, because they allow Jacko to build up to that Amp Matrix. It's going to be a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, they've got to be, Zero's made the swap over to the Widowmaker and has already found GCPD out. Another pick coming in from Zero on the Widow. And Oh my goodness, Zero just keeps on clicking heads, taking no prisoners. As red team right now, as the swap of the comp is working wonders for him right now.
And here's the thing, red team, we talked about it, already played in a game earlier today. Hell, a little over an hour ago, that game finished up here. So this team is hot. Snowfall, they have to kind of warm themselves up here pretty fast. Turtle Boy finding Zero, though, is a huge pick, especially as they're building to ultimates, and you cannot allow that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, Leo's going to find 2 picks quickly after Turtle Boy. Really kind of turned it into the favor of YE Snowfall, so it's now just kind of all away from them. Leo finding that other final blow, already up to 80% on the board. Things are looking dire on round number 1, or map number 1 for YE Snowfall.
Yeah, but look at what they're doing right now. You're seeing Akasa swap over here to the Diva now instead of the Orisa. They have to get something going here because this is final fight territory. And red team building up the 4 ultimates right now. Jacko already investing 1. Snowfall, they're going to have 4 of their own. They need to use them here now.
Yeah, Amp Matrix is coming in from Jacko. They're just kind of pumping in damage long range. Pulse Bomb not going to be able to connect, and Leo finds Turtle Boy again. They are going to be able to take down Evergreen, but just a fight, it might just not be enough. Sound Barrier coming in at the perfect moment as Goldia is going to go down in the midst of it all as the point flips over, but how long are they going to be able to stay, as that is just going to be all but over with the picks coming through from Leo. 3 of them come through, maybe a 4th if they can find Turtle Boy as the recall comes through. The point looking to flip back over as this should be all but over. Round map number 1 should be going the way. The Pulse Bomb stick comes through from Leo. Goldia finding ABC, and it's just a matter of waiting now with Dexatron as the overtime bar is going to tick slowly away.
And after a little bit of a close first point there, Joker, red team looked completely dominant here on the second point, even playing some off kind of meta picks right now. I mean, Ball maybe coming back into the meta a little bit, but Zero on this Widowmaker started off on the Hanzo, looked great as well. We're able to find so many picks helping their team out here. And Leo, I mean, it's going to be something we talk about throughout the entirety of this series here will be the Tracer duel, because you're definitely going to be seeing them throughout it. But Leo, I mean, I talked about how good the Tracer for Snowfall was being, kind of keeping that team maybe in some fights, but Leo, they really turned up there in that last point.
Yeah, and again, if you are new to CGL and just kind of stumbling onto this, Leo is a backup DBS player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, again, we're seeing just the depth of this roster that we have from Red Team. We saw it last week in their round 1 matchup where they didn't even have Zero in. They had Mori and Leo starting for them, and they still washed with a 3-0. This team has just 4 incredibly good DPS players, and it makes this a incredibly hard team to beat.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Red Team is known as one of the best teams here in CGL, whether it be console, whether it be PC. But that depth you talk about here, I mean, I'm looking at their team sheet now. They have 5-6 people sitting on the bench here. So they have people they can swap in at any point. And you know they're all going to be very, very deadly players here. Snowfall does have subs of their own right now, but like I said, they were coming into that first map there, you know, cold. Red Team, they've already played a series today. Hell, the other series started at 5 or 6 or 5:30. Like, they had that time to warm up. They played that entire series. They looked great in it, so I'm not so necessarily surprised they were able to carry it over here into the first map.
So we do have a swap coming in from Red Team here, actually. We have Rosa coming in for Jacko. And it looks like they're going to be moving more over to that traditional team here. Goldia is probably going to be going back to support with Evergreen there, and Rosa will be taking over the role of the tank player. And now we actually have a perfect time to bring this up. You know what? We had a team try to pick Kings Row here, Dexatron, and that's just not in our map pool. So, what I can tell you, Dexatron, what I can tell you is our map pool. It's Midtown. It is Eichenwald. It is Paraiso. It is Hollywood.
I've been seeing a lot of teams pick Hollywood mostly because they want to play dive, but at a certain point, it just always ends up being an Orisa fight. But I mean, we didn't necessarily see anything that would lead me to believe these two teams would want to play dive. Maybe something from Red Team, considering they're playing a ball there on that second point in Nepal, where I mean, the ball looked good, but you're having Rosa come back in now, so maybe it's not going to be that. Midtown is definitely another good option here because I feel like a lot of people, especially when Midtown came out, if Kings was not in the map pool, it was going to be Midtown instead. But then you have Eichenwald and Paricio here. Eichenwald, I mean, is always just a safe bet. Everyone knows how to play it. Paricio would be the more interesting one to pick here, in my opinion, because my feeling is at this point, not a lot of people are scrimming on it. But
because it sucks. Bad match.
Yeah, but at this point, we also know that we're not going to Brazil. We're going to LA instead, to Hollywood. So, Joker, maybe we see teams try to run a dive, maybe a little bit of Sigma. I have seen that here on this map in the last couple days.
I just think the good gracious that we're not going to so because that's just a bad map. Just a bad map. It's just a bad map, Dex.
I think it's okay.
It's bad. But I mean, I'm interested to see, like you said, what are we going to see from these teams? Do we see the Winston come out perhaps from these two teams, or are we going to just stick with what has been working? And are we going to just see Red Team stick out on that, or sorry, both of these teams going to be sticking out with the Orisa?
Yeah, and I mean, I talked about it. Hollywood known for being a little bit of a dive map, especially on that first and second point where the high ground is such a key thing to control if you want to win or, or progress on capping those points. But once you get to that third point, it goes a little bit away from dive because, yeah, there's still high ground, but it's not necessarily the same type of advantage being on that high ground. You're really putting yourself at a disadvantage because it's very, very open high grounds and they're not necessarily a lot of good angles. So you normally do see teams just kind of slowly fade back into maybe something a little more brawly, maybe something a little bit more rush, or maybe something a little bit more poke. Yeah, I know I just basically named every other composition you could play, but dive is one of the things you really don't see on that final point unless that team is absolutely just rolling through Hollywood.
So could we see 5-man? Could we see a zombie comp? We could see... I'm just trying to name every composition that I can think of, Dexatron.
It doesn't matter. It's all goats.
It's all goats. it's the world meme with the two guys with the gun pointing to the back of the head. It's all goats. Always has been. Always has been.
I mean, but right now, if you are looking at this series, you don't want it to get away from you if you are Snowfall here. I mean, I talked about that first point of Nepal looked a lot better for them comparing to that second point where it seemed like Snowfall or Red Team had kind of just figured out Snowfall and Snowfall wasn't ever able to really respond here. And Joker, we're seeing Winston's, we're also seeing Ventures here at the moment. I'm not going to talk about, wait, is Evergreen really going to come out on the Lifeweaver?
We're seeing the Lifeweaver come out here. No. Rosa, what do you...
I mean, I don't hate it. It's a really interesting comp, but since they're on the defensive side and they haven't necessarily made the swap, I think they might be sticking with the Lifeweaver here. Yeah,
they're hog. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I understand you're surprised by that a lot here, but I mean, it kind of...
it works. It makes sense.
It makes sense.
Theory.
It's weird to see it, especially in the playoffs here. But I mean, Red Team, they're probably feeling themselves right now. I'm not surprised by it. And honestly, if you can land a hook on someone like Raven, GCPD, or Roxy, that's such a huge opening pick there for Red Team. But for Snowfall, I mean, you need to be moving around fast here. You need to have Abkasa diving on that high ground, just disrupting what Red Team wants to do.
Yeah, we'll see how this works. Turtle Boy is on the venture as well here. Does not find anyone. Leo is kind of low right now. Taking away both high grounds at the moment, and Turtle Boy able to find Leo out of the fight already. This is just going to be a collapse coming in from YE Snowfall. They're just going to be able to take everyone down. Rosa is going to be able to find GCPD, but they've already lost so many, and now they've lost Rosa. This is going to be a quick capture of point 1.
And that's exactly what Snowfall kind of needed there. Red team, you're seeing them make swaps up here. It really lets you know that they were going to try to maybe joke around a little bit on this point of this map, maybe. But after getting kind of rolled like that, they need to take themselves a little bit more seriously. And essentially everyone made a swap there. A whole team comp swap. Leo, HMZ are going back to basically what they were playing on the first map. Rosa back over to the Orisa, which kind of makes sense here if you want to hold that high ground up against this Winston that Abcasta is playing. But I mean, the biggest problem right now is Raven and Turtle Boy are able to be in that back line incredibly fast and deal so much damage in a short amount of time here. You need to be able to shut them down, and that's not the start you're looking for.
Not at all. And now ABC is looking to get into the back line there, but the tunneling away, which is kind of weird. You can't tunnel away on a bridge. That just doesn't make sense. What makes sense, though, is the Javelin taking ABC out of the fight. Tunneling away is Turtle Boy. That's just going to probably be a reset. Yeah. YE Snowfall is just going to reset it out.
Yeah, without your tank there, you really can't do anything because basically Abcasta is supposed to be that one person to really just disrupt and just distract Red Team and allow those DPS to kind of do whatever they want in the backline. But you're coming up on ultimates for both sides here. Snowfall about to have a whole house of ultimates, while Red Team, you gotta be lucky to get the Nano ready to this fight.
Yeah, the rally could be up here, especially the jump not gonna find anything. But now ABC is gonna get Goldia to at least try to match them out here. Try to take that space away from the Goldia. Is going to be taught out, though. Now, Red Team have to try to collapse and hold on to this. A nice anti-nade's going to be there, but the picks probably are not. Maybe now with the sound barrier coming in, the Nano going on to Rosa. ABC is so low, trying to jump away. Gonna be able to get out. Pulse Bomb is there. Not gonna find anyone, but there's still a chance, especially with this Terra Surge coming in and ABC going down. A great play coming back in from Red Team.
And that play right there shows you how good this Red Team is. I mean, Goldia made a little bit of a mistake falling down to that low ground to face Abcasta. They did end up losing that fight, but just the rest of that team was able to stay alive there. Evergreen used the Nano there on the Rosa. That was such a key play to keeping them alive and also making sure Abcasta really couldn't do much more to them here. And that should have been a 0.2 cap there for Snowfall, but Snowfall still holding on to 3 ultimates. Red Team, though, going to be able to have that rally and that overclock ready to go here. Raven, please.
Yeah, let's see here. As the Turtle Boy's already found 0 out of the fight here. Now they've got the ultimate coming online. Tectonic Shock can be used, and they're finding some value, but not enough. Is there's just no damage really coming through. So that rally coming in from Goldia is now they've got to try to hold on, and Ravens found Evergreen out, tunneling away, burrowing away, and finding Leo out. Rosa's still on point though, and taking GCPD out. But the picks just keep going the way of YE Snowfall unless Turtle Boy goes down. This is not looking good, and a nice play coming in for the Burrow, taking down 0. Turtle Boy is just going crazy on the Venture.
Yeah, and we're seeing why Venture right now is considered to be a really strong hero. Rosa making a swap over here, realizing that the Orisa was not necessarily working out for them. But, I mean, if you're Red Team, you're not necessarily happy you lost that fight, but you're still in a really good spot here. You're coming up on a couple ultimates. YE Snowfall really only going to have a Primal Rage and a beat here soon. 0, though, this Pulse Bomb, you're looking to get stuck on a GCPD.
ABC is going to get Pulse Bombed away, and that's just going to start things off fully in their favor, right? There's just no way to come back from that as 4 go down for YE Snowfall.
And exactly what Red Team was looking for there, a good kind of dominant fight to say that we're still alive in this map. 3 minutes on the clock is a lot of time for them to kill here, especially as Snowfall will have 4, maybe all 5 ultimates ready to go at some point during this fight. Red Team, though, has that Nano ready, so I would not be surprised if they throw it on someone like Rosa.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be going on to Rosa, but it could also go on to Leo. We'll see. 0's already out of this fight here. We'll see if that can change change soon enough. But right now, things are looking good. A Sleep Dart coming in, I think, is ABC's going to have to force the Primal into this fight. Now, Rosa looking for some kills with this Nano before they pop their self-destruct. Going to have to use it soon. Yeah, and unfortunately, they don't get it where they want to. Leo's going to be able to take down Roxy, though, so there's still a good chance for Red Team to come back into this. It's not over quite just yet for either of these teams, as Raven's going to find a pulse bomb kill onto Leo, and now YE Snowfall can walk forward a bit, look for some more damage, look for some space to take away from the defending squads. Kitsune Rush is going to come in from Goldia, but Turtle Boy is just going to be able to take them down instantly. Things just keep going their way, and stuff. Another pick comes through. The nano boost, or the anti-nade is going to be there. The Deadeye has to come through. It has to find good value from Leo. Can they break it in time? No, they cannot. Things are looking bad for Red Team as YE Snowfall complete all 3 points.
And leave themselves over a minute and a half here on the clock. A good round here for Snowfall. Definitely one they need to kind of have here after that performance on that second point of Nepal. And Red Team, I mean, you saw multiple swaps come out from almost everyone on that team there. It really showed you they weren't necessarily comfortable with what they were running, with how they were playing. And it was really because no matter what they swapped to, Snowfall was able just to kind of always find ways to beat them, and it hurt them in the biggest place that you could hurt them, which is that ultimate economy. Red Team was really only able to build up to a Kitsune Rush and a Deadeye on that final point. Yeah, they had that nano thrown on the Rosa, but Rosa didn't find anything with it. They used the bomb to remech themselves there, and you even mentioned it, the bomb was not pulling the right spot there as they got demeched. They had found no value with it, and Snowfall was just able to easily continue the push. And it worked out for them so great there. Now they have that confidence. Now they have that war-up map out of the way. They're looking to try to tie the series up here. Red Team right now, I think we're seeing what they're going to come out with. Rosa would be the only one I would think we would see a swap for, because I just don't think we're necessarily going to see Ryan. I mean, yeah, teams, I know there are a lot of people who would love to see Ryan be back in the meta a little bit, but just not necessarily in the right spot for them. Yeah, the Diva kind of works out a little bit better for them. You have 3-4 people that can move incredibly quick, that can follow that Diva and try to make this backline for Snowfall a living hell, or just try to get Abcasta a little bit out of space here and try to find them out early.
Didn't Cloudy say that we're one good Orisa nerf away from seeing Ryan in the meta?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. That definitely seems like a Cloudy thing to say. What is Turtle Boy is just kind of going crazy on with the venture here. It's just a non-stop picks coming in from them on this roll as it just keeps on going through. But they're trying to hold out. Roxy's very low at the moment, gonna be able to get healed back up though. So they're still sticking around for the time being.
Yeah, and if you're Red Team, you need to be looking to shut down Turtle Boy, because right now they've been just a thorn in your side. Raven as well. Shut down this DPS line for Snowfall, and you're going to be able to open up a lot for your team.
ABC is going to get taken down already. Yet again, it feels like you're always seeing this first pick come their way. Now, finally, the picks just go the way of Red Team. Follow-up coming in from Leo, taking Roxy out, and Turtle Boy is going to be able to find the drill dash, taking down Leo. But still going down nonetheless as Rosa is able to find that last pick. They are trying to hold. They need to capture first. Okay, they've got.
Okay. And because of that there, I mean, because of that slight little misplay there by Evergreen, Turtle Boy is actually able to get those forward spawns. They're not going to have to wait that long. They already have the high ground kind of in their control here. The only thing Red Team really has going for them is that they have those ultimates ready to go early. Yeah, Snowfall's not far away from getting theirs up and running, but you have a Deadeye, you have a Pulse Bomb. I could see those being thrown out here very early just to try to force something out here from Snowfall, like that beat from GCPD.
I'll see here. The sound, Kitsune Rushes are going to come in. Raven's already taken 0 out of the fight. A lot of people are low, though, on YE Snowfall. The Sound Bear is going to come in a little bit late to save, not save ABC, but the rest of the team is going to go stay alive. Self-Destruct not going to find anything either, though. So still, YE Snowfall are in control of this point, but now the respawns are back from Red Team, and now they're pushing this objective, pushing them back, pushing them way away, and GCPD falling down. This is looking good for Red Team to keep pushing forward now.
Yeah, and honestly, your Snowfall here, you're losing members. Just try to back up. Turtle Boy, get a re-engage into this one here. Just trying to find Evergreen. And honestly, they need to back up. Same thing with GCPD. Just regroup. Don't keep staggering and going one by one into this one here. You have 3 ultimates ready to go. You're in a much better spot than Red Team here is at the moment. They have that beat, though, and that could keep them alive through something here, but they don't have Goldia anymore.
Yeah, Goldia going down early on. It's just gonna have to be a reset coming in from Red Team now, isn't it? I mean, they're forcing back, pushing away. They might get some late kills here. Turtle Boy's gonna go down though. That's huge. And
No.
they don't know. They don't even. Oh, they do.
Okay, they know.
Okay.
They know. Thank you.
I was about to say they don't know. There's just no way. But GCPD got there in the end to stop that back cap coming through, but it allowed Red Team to break out and move away from that hold that they were trying, or that White Snowfall was trying to hold them on. Pulse Bomb is going to come out, hindered away, and Zero takes down Raven. Jedi is available to come in for this fight already, and Turtle Boy going to go down as well. Roxy falls down. They're going to use this Primal Rage, but not, are going to be able to find Goldia, and they're going to be able to stall out for some time, but not much time, as Red Team capture point number 3, or point number 2.
4 minutes on the clock right here, 30 seconds better than what Snowfall got, so I think right now they're feeling pretty good about themselves here. They did use some ultimates there. I really don't think Zero needed to use the Deadeye in that fight, but they did anyway. But you still have a bomb, you still have a pulse bomb, and Goldia very close to another Kitsune rush here. Snowfall, they're building up to the Kitsune rush here, and they have that Tectonic Shock ready to go. Turtle Boy necessarily hasn't found a lot of value with it, but they have forced out a lot of stuff from Red Team to make sure they keep themselves alive here. But right now, really, Rosa and Abcasta, that's the thing you want to be watching. Those divas have to do so much work at the moment.
What great D-Matrix coming in from Rosa, saving the life of Evergreen. Now Turtle Boy trying to stay alive. They do. The Suzu keeps him up, but ABC is so low yet again. They've gotten around this first corner. It's huge going forward. Now they can push a little bit further, look to find some picks. Raven's going to have to force the recall into this. Recall comes out from Red Team as well, and Leo finds Turtle Boy out of the fight. The Tectonic Shock not going to be finding anything for the moment. Sound Barrier's in. Pulse Bomb is out, and Raven goes down. And now this is just looking like the Zero show yet again, finding these picks coming in. Turtle Boy's made the swap over to the Genji to try to do anything, but it's just not gonna happen. Self-destruct gonna be the icing on the cake. Red Team take all 3 points.
And what a good round here for Red Team. After, honestly, it was kind of a little bit of a poor defensive round for them. They came back alive here on the offense. They didn't make the same mistakes they did on defense. They stuck with a comp. They ran it through. And why Snowfall? I mean, they were late to make some swaps there. Abcasta going over to the Diva. Well, I thought that'd be something that was really important. It really did turn out to be really important. When Abcasta was out, it just allowed Rosa to be hyper aggressive and allowed Leo and Zero to find that space they needed there to find those picks. Again, high ground is still such a big, important thing here, and you're seeing just a lot of fights over it. And that's where Snowfall was the majority of that final point push there for Red Team. They're trying to hold on to the high ground, and once they went down to the road to even ground, Red Team was right there. And so was Zero. I mean, Zero found 3-4 picks there in that true final fight. But right now, you're looking at the comps here. Turtle Boy still hovering the Genji.
Don't hate it.
I don't hate it. I don't love it. I don't like it.
Mean,
it's a pick.
We've seen, at least I've seen Genji come a little bit more into rotation recently. I don't know with the recent patch how it feels though. So I don't know how I'm liking it in the grand scheme of this patch. You might know more about the patch. Did Genji get any changes in said patch?
No, not really.
No,
but
so...
I think a lot of people just look at Genji as kind of a random pick that, I mean, unless someone like Red Team is running that Cassidy doesn't necessarily find a lot of value, but hey, I'm Zero immediately able to shut them down right there, and that forces a fallback here from Snowfall. And honestly, if you're Turtle Boy, I think you make the swap.
Yeah, I think you might make a swap here, but we're still sticking with it for the time being. But like you said, you only get maybe 3 fights in this. They've already wasted 1. And Turtle Boy's nowhere close to the Dragon Blade at the moment. And that's not even really worth it in the grand scheme of things without something to damage boost it. And they don't really have that besides the Kitsune Rush. But Rosa, oh my goodness, Suzu saving the life of Rosa is huge. ABC is very low. Gonna get their healing up though. And yuck.
Yes.
Yucky. That's all I have to say about that flick. And in the meanwhile, I'm just ranting and raving about Zero's aim. Red team is able to clean it up, and they've got it down to last fight territory.
Yeah, and now you're starting to see those swaps come out here from Snowfall. They need to try to get someone to touch point, but with Red Team being aggressive here, Roxy, though, finding Hey, I'm Zero might give them a little bit of an opening without a Hinder Grenade there. You can see Ab get the jump there, and Turtle Boy just try to get a touch.
Yeah, ABC is going to get to the point, and the sound barrier is going to be invested. Rosa's going to have to self-destruct, though, on the point. Going to be taken down, and they might be able to take this because of Zero getting a little bit too aggro here, Dax.
And, I mean, yeah, it comes back to bite them almost immediately. Without Zero there, who was so close to a Deadeye, that would have to force back a lot of members from Snowfall to play away from the point, because you know they were probably going to play it to where they could see the point entirely. Yeah, Red Team still holding on to 3, almost going to be 4 ultimates here. It's Snowfall, though. Give Turtle Boy a lot of credit. They built into a pulse bomb in 1 fight. They're going to have a primal range, so they have some survivability in this fight.
Deadeye coming in, sound barrier invested, and this is the perfect chance. They just kind of
Oh! Did they touch?
Way.
No!
No way.
God, no!
No way! No way, Dex!
No! Oh, and they found Zero again. They found the opening they were looking for. They got rid of the Deadeye. They got rid of everything.
Not a C9 in my CGL playoffs.
Okay, but let's...
that might be the that's egregious.
I'm not gonna say it's egregious. We have definitely seen worse.
Oh, I know.
But I mean, look at what that does here to Snowfall. Turtle Boy gonna come out on hovering the bash. It looks like they might make a swap, but if you're a Red Team, I mean, you have an extra minute. You have an extra 62 seconds here to what Snowfall did. All you really have to do is cap the point, and look where the golden box of victory is. Joker, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen that box there. I've never seen the box there. I've never seen that golden box even in this part of the map.
Yeah, no, I haven't either. That's crazy. I didn't think that was possible.
Welcome to CGL, where we prove the impossible to somehow be possible.
Yes, and that's what our tagline should be. Let's make it happen.
For all the good or wrong reasons, we somehow make the impossible the possible. But I mean, right now, if you're Red Team, you have an extra fight. You could surrender here, try to build up some ultimates. But if you find an opening pick like Zero is able to that last round, you're gonna go in on it.
Yeah, and they're just kind of giving them the space. I don't know if you just want it. I mean, they are just going to take the fight, and GCPD goes down. Leo's going to turn it back, going out. Raven finding that pick, but oh, thank goodness, Zero continuing to just show the aim is just so good on this controller, as they're just going to be able to take that fight and maybe just taking the map too.
And you're starting to see why Cassidy's getting a little bit more play now. It's that 1-2 hit potential, especially if you're only hitting onto someone like a DPS or like a support. They're going to be able to cap point here. And again, that golden box is right there. The rest of Red Team doing the exact right thing here, just trying to push Snowfall back.
Zero's going to go down, but the real thing, and Leo falling down as well. The real point is I don't think anyone is going to be able to touch. No, they do not. The boop away from Turtle Boy, and that is from Evergreen, and that is going to take it. Map number 2 goes to Red Team.
Yeah, now Red Team 1 map away from securing themselves a spot in the semifinals. I mean, they have to feel good about how they're playing right now, and hell, they've been playing good all day. This is now 5 straight map wins for them. Snowfall, I mean, I thought they maybe had turned the corner there after that first round where they kind of just looked like they were breezing through Hollywood there. Yeah, taking getting tripped up every now and then, but it looked like they figured something out. But I mean, then we just saw Red Team again come out and prove that, yeah, Snowfall had a good round, but we can do it better.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see how Snowfall can take this. We're headed to a break here, Dex. So it's just a great time to reset mentals, try to figure out what went wrong, and we'll see if that can work for them going forward. We'll be back to see the conclusion of this series right after this break. Welcome back. Here we are going into map number 3, Mr. Dexatron, and interestingly enough, we are not headed to Surava, so we're trying to see some changes coming in. We're trying to put Red Team on their back foot, and we're going to New Junk City, which is interestingly enough what oh my goodness, who did they play last week? Whoever
keep going.
Whoever played Red Team last week also tried this strategy of going to New Junk City. It didn't work for them. So, well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we shall see. We shall see indeed. We are making some swaps coming in. It looks like YE Snowfall have brought in Eve to play tank in for ABC.
And I mean, if you're gonna have mixed subs, this is the last chance they had to do it. Nothing bad about Abcasta, but it just seemed like they're always kind of getting one up by red team's tanks. I mean, Goldia maybe they were kind of on par with, but then you had Rosa come back in, and Rosa, there was a big difference there. They were still able to keep it even there a little bit, but Rosa was eventually able to kind of make it a little bit back towards red team a little bit. Eve coming in for them right now, I look at it as a little bit of a last-ditch effort here, trying to keep this upper bracket run alive. As I mean, Joker, we both know what this team has talked about.
Yeah. It'll be really interesting. I'm excited to see this this map here. Again, I've seen this twice in a row, which is just, it was, by the way, they played Loud Gaming.
Yeah.
Which was, yeah. I'm really curious to see how this is gonna go. It didn't work for the opponents of Red Team last week. We'll see if it works for YE Snowfall this week, because I mean it's got to, or they're down to the losers bracket to face Short Bus.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I was saying, Snowfall, I mean, they both reached out to both of us, or they reached out to both of us here and talked about, like, they wanted to, put their best foot out here right now, try to keep this upper bracket run alive, because Short Bus is waiting on the loser of this one right here. And Short Bus is a team that I think everyone is kind of scared of here in this tier, and it's for a good reason. They are, yeah, they're an incredibly good team, but right now, Eve coming in here, you have to look at this right here as Snowfall. This is your last chance. You're coming out with what you think is your best kind of comp to run. If you're red team, Leo hovering over the Reaper is an interesting pick. They're probably thinking the Winston will come out as well, but it still kind of works good into this Orisa.
Yeah, I'm scared of Short Bus, and I'm not even playing in this tier. But see how it works for him. Leo's gone over to the Reaper. I'll see. And I like it, especially with tank busting abilities. But Goldia being caught out already is now what you wanted to see if you're a red team. Now the pieces might fall into place for it. Zombie has also come in here for Turtle Boy, and they found Leo out. The picks are going to go their way for a moment, but Zombie is going to find 3 there.
Yeah, and I mean, Zombie coming in is just put a little bit of a spark back into the Snowfall team, and you're seeing Red Team now make some swaps as well. Rosa getting off of the Winston, going over to the Orisa here, as Snowfall finally caps the point here. But now, I mean, Snowfall, you're coming up on an overclock first, which is incredible here. If Zombie can get that really quickly, it could shut down and really hurt this Red Team.
Yeah, it really could, as now they are rotating onto the point, but right now we're not seeing anything really come in from either of them at the moment. Just kind of waiting for those ultimates, and Red Team's able to flip the point without finding a pick. It's a huge play coming in. Now they're going to have to win this fight and take it back, as now Leo has found Zombie out, but the Kitsune rush coming in from Roxy might just be enough to turn it back into their favor. The Terra Surge not going to be able to find anyone, but still, they've got to hold on this, and the point is not going their way quite just yet. They still haven't been able to find the picks, as Leo's now find Roxy. They are trying to chase him down. Goldie is going to be popping the Kitsune rush, and the sound barrier coming in from Evergreen to really stake their claim on this first point of New Junk City, and they're just going to force away YE Snowfall.
And there's a part of me that really thinks YE Snowfall did not notice Red Team actually took the point, because everyone was there, and Leo finding Raven out so early. I mean, unless Snowfall finds a pick right back, I don't think you contest into this one here. And now you're seeing a dual ultimate come out.
Ooh, great plays coming in from Red Team yet again. A nice combination with that's just a BM.
And I mean, it's showing you how confident this Red Team is right here. They win that first point pretty confidently right there. Snowfall gonna come in this next engagement with 3 ultimates ready to go, and you shut down Leo, who had that only ultimate for Red Team.
Yeah, it's great. That is great for Zombie finding that pick, and now they're transitioning into. I know
Ducks.
the point name. I don't. Is it Ducks? I know the point. I just don't know the name. Again, we don't cast this map enough, right? Zombie coming in, finding Leo out, chasing him down though. This is gonna be really hard to stay alive, but they do. They pop the overclock, take down Rosa, and take the fight. Unless something drastically changes into the favor of red team in the few short moments, but that's just not going to be the case.
No, not at all. Zero there will find Zombie, but it's going to be E fighting them right back there to even it all out. Still, though, red team, they will have one of the only ultimates here at the start of the fight. Goldia, Evergreen will be able to build up to that combo they used last time they had it, but Roxy going to have their own Kitsune Rush as well here. They need to try to use that as Zombie making the swap off, or Zombie sticking here with this Soldern has just been great so far for them so far. Just able to find those early picks. They've kind of been lacking in the first two maps.
Yeah, and I think this is the player that they were missing these first two maps that we were talking to the manager about. But now Rosa has back over to the D.Va and has found pick on to YE Snowfall's mech. And now this is looking a little bit better for them off the back of that Kitsune Rush coming in, finding all the picks they need in the world.
Yeah, they did a good job there just kind of stalling for percentage. I mean, that fight was really over at about like 55%. They got an extra 20, so they will always take that. They did invest ultimates and Evergreen investing that early, but it's working.
Yeah, investing early and it's working like you said. I mean, they do lose Zero though, which is not what you wanted to see. Now you're going to have to play a little bit more defensively though.
Yeah, you're going to have to play defensively for a moment as Rosa, unfortunately, disconnects, which is going to kind of hurt red team when they come back into the lobby here. But so far, I mean, it seems like the Snowfall team has been able to get the jump on the points early, but then red team always comes right back in with a good fight of their own to take the point, and then they never really give it up here. Losing Zero and now Rosa getting disconnected here. I mean, this might be that opportunity for Snowfall to try to jump back onto that point and retake it. I
think if Snowfall do not win this point, it's going to be really hard to come back from this in this map at all. Just because, I mean, no, they're actually Rosa's still on the point. I think we got the scrim code that doesn't.
Yep.
Okay, so that's huge. I thought we were just going to reset fully, but that's just not the case. And now they have to contest with the Rosa staying on the point, and now the self-destruct comes in. Red team still have control, and Roxy's going to go down, and Zombie's going to get caught out. They do find Leo in the meanwhile, but it's just probably not going to be enough here unless they can find more picks off the back of it. But losing Eve is not what you wanted to see. Red team are on the cusp of taking this victory and moving up forward in the playoffs.
Yeah, Snowfall, just to keep this upper bracket run alive, they have to now reverse sweep Flashpoint to start a reverse sweep of their own here, and they're making more swaps. Eve going over to the Roadhog. I mean, we've seen Hog once this series. It didn't really work out for Red Team when they ran that, but maybe work out a little bit differently here for Snowfall. Again, you're just trying to find those early picks because that's all Roadhog is about there. They get the hook there on the Rosa, which will force the DMAC.
Yeah, it's a huge play coming in, and that's what we need to see if you're going to run this Roadhog. You've got to get these hooks. You've got to get the combos coming in from the rest of your squad. Evergreen's gone down, and it looks like YU Snowfall are going to be able to stake their claim on the point.
Yeah, so third point that Snowfall's been able to cap first here, but Red Team has been able to win them back pretty quickly here. They're coming up on a couple ultimates right now. They have that Kitsune Rush and the Pulse Bomb, but Snowfall has ultimates of their own that beat Kitsune Rush, are going to be ready for them here pretty quickly. They just have to survive Goldia.
Yeah, Rush is going to come in here from Goldia early on, and that's just forcing them all away. Sound Barrier is going to come in from GCVD, and that might just be enough to stay alive. And Goldia is going to go down. This is not what you wanted to see. You were on the verge of taking the point back, and you do off the back of the Sound Barrier. Now, or the self-destruct. Now the Sound Barrier being invested, but the Kitsune Rush is there from Roxy Law to try to turn this back into their favor. And they've got the picks to do so with Leo going down there late.
Yeah, and this will be the first time that Snowfall is actually able to retake the point from red team, and they need to build on that momentum. However, they did invest a lot of ultimates. However, red team did the exact same and are making some swaps here. Leo going to be the only one that will really have an ultimate ready to go here pretty quickly. Compare that to Eve, who's going to have a whole hog here quickly. That might just be enough to keep this red team off of the point. That's not the start you're looking for Zero.
And I think we might be seeing perhaps the start of the reverse sweep of this point for YE Snowfall. They've got point presence. There's a pulse bomb coming in. If they can find Eve, that would be huge, and they do. Rosa finds the pick, and the swap over the Orisa working well to start off. They've got to stay alive. They cannot afford to lose players, and Goldia falling down is almost disastrous. Point is going to flip over, and Zombies gone down. Zero keeps finding these shots true, but is it enough to keep things going? They lose Zero, but I think they are going to live to fight another fight.
Yeah, they have to back out of this one here. Losing Roxy does suck there, but you're going to you still have enough time to respawn, come back in here. You're going to have that pulse bomb. You're going to have a Kitsune Rush and GCPD not far away from a beat of their own here. However, red team in a really good spot. They have a beat. They have a Terror Surge. You can kind of combo those if you want to play a little bit aggressively here. Raven, though, this pulse bomb, you need to stick it onto someone like Zero or Goldia. Force Goldia to use that Suzu early so your team can follow up and find those kills.
Evergreen gets caught out. It's huge. The sound barrier was almost online. Kitsune Rush gonna come in from Roxy. This is huge. Especially if they can find the picks going their way, and they do. And now the Terror Surge invested by Rosa, but it's probably not going to be enough. Zero keeps finding the shots, but it might just not be enough. The Zombie and Eve are on the point. Sound barrier invested. Stick comes through on the Zombie, though. They're able to keep going. What a hold coming in from Leo and Evergreen. Rosa making the swap over to the Reinhardt. The overtime bar ticking away. That's going to be it. The map goes the way of red team. The series goes the way of red team, and it's a 3-0 to boot.
And honestly, Snowfall had everything in their control right there to win that point, but just an incredible play by Leo and by the Lucio there for red team to find those picks, use that beat there perfectly. I mean, it's the play of the game here for a reason, picking up 3 kills, retaking the point, and that overtime wick was just not long enough to have Snowfall get back. But Joker, I mean, it was looking close there coming into this map a little bit. I thought, like I said, going into the break, Snowfall maybe made a little bit of a turn, but heading into Flashpoint, yeah, they were able to cap the point first every time, but they could never really shut down red team again once they retook it from them.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate stuff all around. Why Snowfall had, again, their flashes, like you said. They were able to get those first fight wins, but again, it's about the staying power, especially on Flashpoint. Being able to continue throughout the entire map and being able to find those picks like a red team is able to do is something you've got to be able to figure out. And hopefully they figure it out soon, because, again, their next matchup is against Short Bus.
Yeah, and again, like we talked about already a lot here tonight, that Snowfall did, reach out to both me and you to talk about like how important they were thinking this game was, because, loser this one went down to play Short Bus. And I mean, yeah, you don't expect Short Bus to be in the lower bracket at all, really, but due to, a forfeit, they are. And now they have that. They're going to probably have a good, decent run here in the lower bracket, unless this YE Snowfall team can shut them down and give us another upset. But right now, I mean, this red team is looking like a well-oiled machine. Won over Loud Game in a sweep. They won over Snowfall in a sweep. And Heroes Party and Mizuchi Esports, I mean, Mizuchi Esports getting the benefit of being in that upper bracket still because of that forfeit from Short Bus. I think they have something to say to Heroes Party. I think that'll be a good match.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's going to be Heroes Party coming out on top there. But, I mean, still, you have Short Bus still looming there, but we still have a good upper bracket here. Red team, though, I feel like is probably the scariest team left.
Yeah, they definitely are. It is probably the winners finals is going to go through. Obviously, the winners finals is going to go through red team because, well, red team's in the winners finals now, right? but so I mean, it is going to be really difficult to go forward. I'm excited to see how the rest of this the console open tier continues to go through, because there's still a lot of opportunities for some upsets, for some more fantastic plays like we got to see tonight. And well, I think other than that, I don't think there's much more to say here, Dexatron.
No, not at all. But there's a lot more action happening on CGL throughout the remainder of this week. You're not gonna want to miss it. So make sure you guys follow the CGL channel
tomorrow.
That
Friday
as
night
well.
Overwatch tomorrow. I think
Gonna be a
we
fun
only-
one.
I think we only have 2 games tomorrow scheduled, so I'll give you the deets for them. It looks like EU is going to be Ushi's Daycare versus Plate Group, and then in the evening for NA, it's going to be Simp Nation versus Galactica. So make sure to watch out for that. It's going to be definitely a good 2 games to watch. But that's going to be it from me. Joker's Ransom, him, Dexatron. Huge shout out to our production side of things with Knock on Wood, Unfeatured, and Mara. But that's going to be it. Thank you all for watching. Wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful rest of your day.